Hi there, pumpkin friends. It's Chad from Colorado Giants coming at you today, June 21st, 2022, for your weekly update. Got some good news, got some bad news, got some indifferent news, and let's just jump into it. Thanks for sticking around. We appreciate you watching. If you've made it this far, maybe go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's down here. And then hit the little bell so you get a notification when we post a new video. And hey, if you have a question, comment down below. Maybe share with a friend so those friends can grow giant pumpkins too, and then everybody will grow a giant pumpkin, and that would be pretty cool. Today, we're just going to have a brief rundown on how the week went. All in all, the week went pretty well. I have one bummer that happened this week. It actually happened today. Today's Tuesday, my day off. You guys should know that by now. So we'll talk about that, and I'll just give you, like I said, just the general rundown. The next video that I'm going to make, I'm trying to put some legitimate thought behind it because it's something I'm still wrapping my head around, and it's more advanced fertilization techniques. It's something that I'm really excited to be learning about this year. And it's just that I'm still very much learning. Don Barron's been helping me answer a lot of questions. Mike Schmidt, Ron Wallace, those three guys have been a ton of help when it comes to wrapping my head around what everything means. And I want to share that with you guys because I think that's probably one of the most important revelations that I've had over this will be my 7th year of doing this. So I think that it's that important, and yeah, hopefully when I come out with that video, it'll help you level up a smidgen. Hopefully it helps me level up a smidgen. I think Don told me something a couple of days ago. He's like, you're either going to grow them or you're going to blow them. So I'm totally fine with that. I'd love to grow a big one, but if in my quest to push the envelope, you blow one up, hey, that's how the cards fall, and so be it. So enough of the jibber jabber. Let's really jump into it, and I'll give you the rundown for my 3 plants. We will start with the 1676 new. If you've been watching for the last few weeks, this plant has absolutely erupted, and it's growing like a rocket ship, which is what you want this time of the year. Both fortunately and unfortunately, the last few days have been pretty cloudy and cool, and this plant has slowed down. It likes the heat ish. You can see there's only a few parts of the plant that have gotten sunburned, and that's, I think, when I didn't have my misters on or just exceptionally hot days. I think that was probably actually the day that my wet wall turned off. You can see a little burn on these 2 leaves, but that's really about it. And if you rewind to last year, I remember saying in a video, I should put the little description up there, but I'm not, because that would take way too much work. But I know I said when I pollinated this pumpkin, I was like, I'm hoping to inject some of the hardiness of the 2005 into the awesome orange pumpkin of the 2350. And I think I've accomplished that. So I'm pretty darn excited about this plant, honestly, to see what it produces. So I pollinated a pumpkin on Sunday, 19th, Sunday. What's today? Today's Tuesday, so 19th, yeah. Sunday the 19th, Father's Day. I pollinated the pumpkin, and I had the cup on there, but I took it off. I usually will pollinate in the morning, obviously, and then I'll let that flower kind of just hang out there for a day or two, and then I'll take it off so it can dry out and get nice. This year, I'm trying to swing this secondary vine around a full 180 and bring it behind the pumpkin so I don't have to fiddle with it here. This vine and this secondary vine I would like to preserve, but eventually they'll get in the way as this pumpkin gets bigger. I wanted to manipulate my vine a little bit today. You can see I'm starting to put a bit of a bend in it, but the temperature, like I said, was only in the 70s today. So it really wasn't warm enough for me to feel comfortable manipulating this vine too much because you don't want to snap your vine. And last but not least, this was we'll call it a 4.5 lober. It was a full 5 lobe pumpkin that has a little bit of deformity in there. If you don't know what that means, inside of the flower there's lobes that receive the pollen. Even numbers are good. Well, I mean, any number is good. 3, 4, 5, 6 lobe pumpkin. But the more symmetrical they are, the more your pumpkin will look symmetrical typically. But a lot of people have grown truly huge pumpkins with funky misshapen lobes. So is it ideal? No. Is it something for me to cry about? No, not really either. So we'll see. This is really just about perfect timing for me from where I feel my pumpkin is going to grow about 100 days. And this mid to late June window for pollination is just my sweet spot, and I'm real happy with it. Hopefully this one takes, because I don't have another pumpkin. I have a pumpkin like way in the tip of that vine, so it's going to be at least another 10 to 14 days to when the next pumpkin on the main vine is going to be ready. And then past that, another 10 to 14 days, the vine, it would be very close to the edge of my greenhouse. So hopefully that takes. And then over here on the 2365 Wolf, this plant is really looking great too. This one over here is the Christmas tree pattern, obviously. It looks a little bit like a Christmas tree. This one is the pattern that Mike Schmidt has kind of popularized. So that one, we're wrapping it back. It's called the waterfall or the spider. I was pulling some weeds last night, and from this angle, I'm like, this kind of looks like a rocket ship. So, I think maybe this is the rocket ship pattern. Comment below with which one you like. And I pollinated a pumpkin-ish, maybe, today on this plant. But there's a asterisk there. And comment below if you have an opinion or experience with this. So this morning, I think the pumpkin did want to open, but because it was so chilly this morning, it decided not to. However, I came home. I left for the zoo with the kids at about 9 o'clock. I came home at 2, and it was kind of doing this situation right here, where one and a half of the petals is open. Now, that's not ideal. Not ideal even a little bit, because this should open in the morning time. And then, let's say it opens up at 6 o'clock. You basically have like from 6 to 10 to pollinate it. And that's its window of receptivity, being receptive, being fertile, whatever words you want to use. So I don't know. I don't know if this one is going to go, because if I came home at 9 and it opened, for whatever extent you want to call it open, for a few hours, I don't know. I might have missed it. When it opens up tomorrow morning, I'm gonna hit it again. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if that will take. So that's kind of a bummer. I do have another pumpkin right here. So this one is also in the same boat of, that's where my walking path is. I don't got a whole lot of room left. This is maybe 4 to 5 feet. So I'm really running out of space when it comes to my plants, which rewinds back as to why I don't start super early. I'm very much on top of my vine bearing, and as I say that, I see I missed a little bit of one. So that's pretty awesome. I've weeded everything. I've vine buried these 2 plants. I've weeded this plant. I've staked it down. I've pitched off all the tertiaries. I just got to bury these vines, which I will do as soon as I'm done with this here video. But this plant as a whole, the 2350, has really kicked itself into gear. It's extracted its head from its you-know-what, and it's decided it wants to be a productive member of this greenhouse. I'm trying to remember, and I need to watch some of my own videos. I want to say that the 2350 did this for me last year too. It's just a little bit of a late bloomer. But one thing that this 2350 is doing this year that last year's didn't do even a little bit is all of this leaf yellowing, which typically is has a magnesium deficiency. So if I'm not adding Epsom salts into my fertilizer tanks, then it really starts to show up here. So obviously they'll, this period of time I forgot to add, maybe I didn't add enough on those ones. But I've seen it, I've recognized it, and you can see I've rectified the situation. Maybe there's a few days where I don't add as much as this plant would like, but it's not the only one. This might be the prima donna that shoots off the pretty orange pumpkins, but there's two other people in this patch that we have to worry ourselves about too. Now, with that being said, we've got a pumpkin on this one that looks pretty awesome. It looks just like its mama. It's a really long shaped pumpkin, and it looks like it'll be quite orange. I'm not sure if I have another one in the tip. I'm doing this for the first time, and I really don't see anything. So, I was thinking to myself that this pumpkin would probably be a backup pumpkin, and I would pollinate another one in July, maybe the first half of July. But this one, I would say, is 5, 6, 7 days, less than a week out. So that'll be, pretty close to the start of July. So we'll go with that one and cross our fingers that there might be another one in there that, if so desired, I can pollinate downline, and this one will be a backup. So with all that being said, I've got to bury all the vines on this plant. Make sure that this time of the year you're always glancing down at your stumps. Avoid problems. I'm also going to start my bug regimen as I was pulling some weeds out from the periphery. I saw some aphids, so I need to get my insect program rolling, which is basically just Talistar. It has merit in it, which I can put in here because I'm not worried about the bees because they can't get in. So really, that is about it. I will try to. We'll see what this weekend looks like, but this weekend, we'll see how my schedule shakes out. But I'd really like to put together a fertilizer video that just kind of talks about what I have learned so far this year. RonWallace.com or WallaceWow.com. What I've learned this year and all that good stuff, and I want to preface that now, and I will then too, that I'm still very much learning, and I'm a novice, and I'm just trying to pass forward what I know and take that, run with it, and do better than I have. So I hope everybody is having a great season. I see lots of pumpkins started. It's an exciting time of the year where we shift from growing plants to growing pumpkins, and I hope you have some awesome pumpkins growing in your patch. So, hey, don't forget, subscribe to all the other pumpkin growing channels out there. There's lots of great stuff. One of my favorites is Moby Mike's Pumpkins. Mark Clemence's old videos are full of great information. There's tons of them out there. The Growing Giants guys, Jake in Kansas, he has some good ones. Scott, Jeff, I'm known for Danny. I haven't seen many videos from Danny. Danny, are you doing videos this year? Et cetera, et cetera. There's lots of really good ones out there, so you have no excuse to not spend all your free time ignoring your wife and watching pumpkin videos. So, that's it. Hopefully everybody has a swell week. Make sure you get out there and grow yourself a jam pumpkin. See ya. The 2350 last week and the 2350 Ginger this week. The 2365 Wolf last week. 2365 Wolf this week. 1676 new last week. And the 1676 new this week. Good week of growth.